My name is Veronica Mitchell, and I'm 68 years old. I worked as a teacher for 40 years, saved every penny I could, and sacrificed luxuries so I could give my children a better life than I had. 3 years ago, I gave my youngest daughter, Monica, a house. A beautiful 3-bedroom house worth $320,000, paid in full. No mortgage, no strings attached, just love. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for the day I drove 3 hours to surprise Monica with a visit and knocked on the door of that house, only to have a complete stranger answer. A woman I'd never seen before opened the door with a baby on her hip and a confused look on her face. "Can I help you?" she asked. I stood there, frozen, staring at this stranger standing in the doorway of the house I'd given my daughter. "I'm looking for Monica," I said. "Monica Mitchell, this is her house." The woman's confused expression deepened. "I'm sorry, but nobody by that name lives here. We've been living here for 8 months. You must have the wrong address." "No," I said, my voice shaking. "This is the right address. 1247 Oakwood Drive. I bought this house for my daughter 3 years ago. She lives here." The woman looked uncomfortable now. "Ma'am, I don't know what to tell you, but we own this house. We bought it 8 months ago. There's no Monica here." My legs felt weak, my vision blurred. "That's impossible," I whispered. "This is my daughter's house. I gave it to her." But even as I said it, I could see furniture through the doorway that wasn't Monica's. Pictures on the wall of people I didn't recognize. Toys scattered on the floor that didn't belong to my grandchildren. This family had been living in Monica's house for 8 months. Which meant Monica had been lying to me for 8 months. But here's what I didn't know yet. Here's the part that was going to break my heart into pieces. This wasn't just about Monica selling the house without telling me. This was about something so much worse. Something that would make me question everything I thought I knew about my daughter. But before I tell you what I discovered, I need you to do something for me right now. Hit that subscribe button. Click it. Then hit that like button too, because this story is going to take you through betrayal, secrets, and a truth so shocking you won't believe it until you hear it all. Turn on those notifications, that bell icon right there, so you never miss stories like this. Real stories about family, about trust, about what happens when the people you love most betray you in ways you never saw coming. And drop a comment right now. Tell me where you're watching from. What city? What state? What country? I need to know who's here with me, because what happened to me could happen to anyone. And I need you to witness this story so you can protect yourself and the people you love. Now, let me take you back. Let me tell you how I ended up standing on the porch of a house I'd bought for my daughter, being told by strangers that she didn't live there. To understand that moment, you need to understand my relationship with Monica. Monica is my youngest child. I have 3 children total. My son David is 45, my daughter Carmen is 42, and Monica is 38. All my children are different. David is responsible, stable, married with 3 kids, works as an accountant. Carmen is independent, ambitious, runs her own business, also married with 2 kids. But Monica has always been different. Not in a bad way, just struggling, always struggling. She got pregnant at 19. The father disappeared before the baby was born. She had my grandson, Tyler, and raised him alone while working low-paying jobs. Then when Tyler was 5, she met a man named Kevin. They got married quickly, too quickly. Within a year, they had a daughter, my granddaughter Jasmine. I tried to like Kevin. I really did. But something about him always felt off. He couldn't keep a job, always had an excuse, always had a scheme that was going to make them rich but never did. Monica worked 2 jobs to support the family, while Kevin bounced from one failed venture to another. I helped when I could, bought groceries, paid for the kids' school supplies, gave Monica money when things got really tight. But I could see her drowning, see her exhausted, see her losing hope. 5 years ago, Monica and Kevin were facing eviction. They'd fallen behind on rent and the landlord was kicking them out. Monica called me crying. "Mama, I don't know what to do. We have nowhere to go. I can't put my bobbies on the street." My heart broke. I'd been saving money for years. for retirement, for emergencies, for my future. But I looked at that savings account and I thought, what's the point of having money if my daughter and grandchildren are homeless? So I made a decision. I bought Monica a house. Not a huge house, not a mansion, but a nice 3-bedroom house in a decent neighborhood. Good schools, safe streets, a backyard for the kids. The house cost $320,000. I used almost all of my savings, left myself with just enough to live on modestly. But it was worth it, because my daughter would have a home, my grandchildren would have stability. I put the house in Monica's name only, not Kevin's, just Monica's. "This is yours, baby," I told her when I handed her the keys. "Your home, your security. No landlord can kick you out. You and the kids will always have a roof over your heads." She cried and hugged me. "Mama, I can't believe you did this. Thank you so much. You're my daughter. I'd do anything for you." For the first 2 years, everything seemed good. Monica and Kevin moved into the house with Tyler and Jasmine. The kids loved it. Tyler got his own room for the first time in his life. Jasmine had a backyard to play in. Monica seemed happier, less stressed. I visited every few months. I lived 3 hours away in a different city. Each time I visited, the house looked good, well-maintained. Monica seemed to be doing okay. Kevin was still Kevin. No steady job, always talking about his next big idea, but at least they had a home. Then, about a year ago, things started to change. Monica's calls became less frequent. When I did talk to her, she sounded distracted, distant. "Is everything okay, baby?" I'd ask. "Yeah, Mama, just busy. Work is crazy. The kids have a lot going on." "How's the house?" "The house is great. We love it." But I started noticing something. When I'd suggest coming to visit, Monica always had a reason why it wasn't a good time. "This week is bad, Mama. Tyler has exams. Kevin's family is visiting. The house is a mess. Let me clean up first and I'll call you." Months went by. I hadn't visited in almost a year. I talked to Tyler and Jasmine on the phone sometimes, but the conversations were always short. Monica would say they were busy with homework or activities. Something felt off, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what. 6 months ago, I tried calling Monica and the number was disconnected. I panicked, called again. Same message. "The number you have dialed is no longer in service." I immediately called Carmen. "Have you heard from Monica? Her phone is disconnected." "No, Mama. I haven't talked to her in months. She doesn't return my calls." I called David. Same thing. "Monica's been distant lately. I figured she just needed space." I tried not to panic. Maybe she just changed phone numbers and forgot to tell me. Maybe she was going through something and needed time. But a mother knows when something is wrong. I sent letters to the house. No response. I sent packages for the kids' birthdays. No thank you calls. Nothing. It was like Monica had disappeared. Finally, 2 weeks ago, I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to drive the 3 hours to Monica's house and see what was going on with my own eyes. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I wanted to surprise her, to see if everything was really okay or if my instincts were right that something was wrong. I left early in the morning and drove straight there. When I pulled up to 1247 Oakwood Drive, the house looked different. The shutters were a different color. The mailbox was new. The landscaping had changed. But it was definitely the right house. I'd been there enough times to know. I walked up to the front door with a gift bag for the kids and knocked. And that's when the stranger answered. The woman with the baby on her hip, telling me nobody named Monica lived there. Telling me they'd bought the house 8 months ago. I stood there on that porch, trying to process what was happening. "Ma'am, are you okay?" the woman asked. "Do you want me to call someone?" "Who did you buy this house from?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "A woman named Monica Mitchell and her husband Kevin." My chest felt tight. "They sold you this house?" "Yes, 8 months ago. Is there a problem?" I need to sit down." The woman looked concerned. Would you like to come inside? You look pale. I shook my head. No, I'm fine. I need to go. I walked back to my car on shaky legs. Monica had sold the house. The house I'd given her. The house I'd bought with my life savings. The house that was supposed to give her and my grandchildren security forever. She'd sold it. Without telling me. I sat in my car for a long time, trying to breathe, trying to understand. Why would she do this? Where was she living now? Where were my grandchildren? I pulled out my phone and called Carmen. Carmen, I need you to help me find Monica. What? Mama, what's going on? Monica sold the house I gave her. She sold it and didn't tell me. What? That's impossible. I'm sitting outside the house right now. Another family is living here. They bought it 8 months ago. Carmen was silent for a moment. Mama, where is Monica now? I don't know. That's what I need to find out. Okay, let me make some calls. See if I can track her down through mutual friends or social media. Don't panic, Mama. There has to be an explanation. But there was panic in Carmen's voice, too. I hung up and sat there, staring at the house I'd bought for my daughter. The house that now belonged to strangers. My phone rang. It was David. Mama, Carmen just called me. What's going on? I told him everything. I'll look into property records, he said. See if I can find where Monica moved. Maybe she upgraded or relocated and just didn't mention it. For 8 months, David. She didn't mention it for 8 months. I know it doesn't make sense, Mama, but let me dig around. I'll call you back. I drove to a coffee shop nearby and waited for my children to call me back with information. An hour later, David called. Mama, I found some things, but you're not going to like them. Tell me. Monica sold the house for $380,000, $60,000 more than you paid for it. Okay, so where did she move? That's the thing. I can't find any record of her buying another property. Not in this county. Not in any nearby counties. Nothing under her name or Kevin's name. Then where is she living? I don't know, but Mama, there's something else. Something weird. What? I looked up the business licenses in the county. Kevin registered an LLC 3 months before Monica sold the house. What kind of LLC? It's called Apex Investment Group, and according to the filing, it's for real estate investment and property management. My stomach dropped. What are you saying? I'm saying Kevin might have convinced Monica to sell the house to fund some kind of business venture. But where are they living? I don't know, Mama, but I'm going to find out. After I hung up with David, I sat in that coffee shop, my hands wrapped around a cup of tea I wasn't drinking, trying to make sense of everything. Monica had sold the house. Kevin had started some kind of real estate business. And my daughter and grandchildren had disappeared. My phone buzzed, a text from Carmen. Mama, I found Monica's new phone number. Got it from one of her old coworkers. Call me. I called Carmen immediately. Give me the number, I said. Mama, maybe I should call her first. You're upset. Give me the number, Carmen. She gave it to me. I dialed with shaking hands. The phone rang, once, twice, 3 times. Then Monica's voice. Hello. Monica. Silence. Mama, how did you get this number? Where are you? Where are my grandchildren? Why did you sell the house I gave you? Mama, I can explain. Then explain. I just drove 3 hours to visit you and found strangers living in your house. The house I bought for you with my life savings. Mama, please calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Where are you, Monica? A long pause. I'm in Florida. Florida? What are you doing in Florida? Kevin had a business opportunity. We moved 6 months ago. You moved to Florida and didn't tell your own mother. I was going to tell you, things have been complicated. Complicated? Monica, you sold the house. You sold the house I gave you. We needed the money, Mama. Kevin's business needed capital. His business? Monica, that house was supposed to be your security, your children's security. It wasn't for Kevin's business. I know, Mama, but this is a really good opportunity. Kevin says we're going to make a lot of money. We'll be able to buy an even better house. Kevin says, Monica, how many times has Kevin's opportunities actually worked out? This is different. It's always different, and it never works. Do you understand what you've done? I gave you that house so you'd never be homeless again, so my grandchildren would always have a roof over their heads, and you sold it for one of Kevin's schemes. Silence on the other end. I'm sorry, Mama, she said quietly. But it's done now. The house is sold. The money is invested in the business. What business? What is Kevin even doing? It's complicated, real estate stuff, flipping houses, property management. He knows what he's doing. No, Monica, he doesn't. He never does. And now you've gambled away the only security you had. Mama, you don't understand. You're right, I don't understand. I don't understand how my daughter could throw away the biggest gift I ever gave her. I don't understand how you could disappear for months without telling your family where you are. I don't understand any of this. Mama, I need time to think. Don't call me. When I'm ready to talk to you again, I'll call you. I hung up before she could respond. And then I sat in that coffee shop and cried. Because my daughter, my baby girl, had taken the most valuable thing I'd ever given her and thrown it away. For a man who'd never proven himself reliable. For a business that would probably fail like all the others. For a dream that would likely turn into another nightmare. And I couldn't protect her from it. Because the house was already sold, the money was already gone. And Monica was in Florida, 3 states away, making decisions I couldn't stop. But as I sat there crying, my phone buzzed with a text. From a number I didn't recognize. When I opened it, my blood ran cold. It was a photo of Tyler and Jasmine. My grandchildren. But they weren't smiling. They looked scared, tired, thin. And underneath the photo, a message. Please help us. Mom won't listen. We're in trouble. Before I continue this story, kindly subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. My hands were shaking so hard, I almost dropped the phone. I stared at that photo of Tyler and Jasmine. Tyler was 16 now, almost a man, but in this picture he looked younger, scared. Jasmine was 11 and she wasn't smiling like she usually did in photos. Both of them looked exhausted, dark circles under their eyes. Their clothes looked worn. And that message, please help us. Mom won't listen, we're in trouble. I immediately called the number back. It rang twice before Tyler answered. Grandma, his voice was hushed like he was hiding somewhere. Tyler's baby, what's going on? Where are you? Are you okay? Grandma, I can't talk long. Mom will hear me. We're in Florida, in some apartment. It's bad, Grandma, really bad. What do you mean bad? Are you safe? Is anyone hurting you? No one's hurting us, but we don't have enough food. The apartment is in a bad neighborhood. Mom and Kevin are always fighting about money. Mom works all the time and Kevin is never around. Jasmine cries every night. She wants to go home. My heart was breaking. Tyler, why didn't you call me sooner? Mom took our phones, said we couldn't contact anyone from back home because it would interfere with the fresh start. I borrowed a phone from a kid at school to text you. Listen to me carefully. What's the address where you're living? He gave me an address in Tampa, Florida. Okay, I'm going to come get you. No, Grandma, you can't. Mom will know I contacted you and she'll be so mad. And Kevin's been acting weird lately. Paranoid, angry, I don't know what he'll do. Tyler, if you're in danger. We're not in danger, we need help. Can you talk to Mom? Make her see that this was a mistake, that we should come home. I tried, baby. I just talked to her. She won't listen. Then I don't know what to do. His voice cracked. He was trying not to cry. Tyler, I'm going to fix this, I promise, but I need you to stay safe. Can you do that? I'll try. If anything gets worse, if you feel unsafe at all, you call 911. You understand me? Yes, Grandma. I love you. Tell Jasmine I love her too. I love you too, Grandma. Please hurry. He hung up. I sat there in that coffee shop, staring at my phone, trying to decide what to do. My grandchildren were in trouble, living in a bad neighborhood, not enough food, Monica working constantly, Kevin acting paranoid and angry. And it had been funded by the house I'd given them. I called Carmen. Carmen, the kids just contacted me. They're in trouble. What? What kind of trouble? I told her everything Tyler had said. Mama, you need to call Child Protective Services. And say what? That my grandchildren don't have enough food because their mother made a bad financial decision. That won't get them taken away from Monica. It'll just make things worse. Then what are you going to do? I'm going to Florida, tonight. Mama, you can't just show up. Watch me. My grandchildren need help. I'm not sitting here doing nothing while they suffer. Let me come with you. No, you have your own family. I'll handle this. Mama. I have to go. I need to pack and get on the road. I hung up and drove the 3 hours back home. By the time I got there, it was evening. I packed a bag, grabbed some money, and printed out the address Tyler had given me. Then I got in my car and started driving to Florida. It was going to be a 15-hour drive. I'd have to stop and sleep somewhere along the way, but I didn't care. My grandchildren needed me. As I drove, my mind raced with questions. What had happened to Monica? The daughter I'd raised wouldn't do this, wouldn't uproot her children and move them to a bad situation in another state. Unless Kevin had manipulated her, again. Kevin had always been a talker, a smooth talker. He could convince Monica of anything. This business opportunity is going to make us rich, baby. We just need to invest the money from the house, and we'll triple it in a year. Trust me, have I ever steered you wrong? Yes, Kevin, you've steered her wrong 1,000 times. But Monica never seemed to see it. She loved him. She believed in him. Even when he failed over and over again. I drove through the night, stopping only once for gas and coffee. Around 4 a.m., exhaustion caught up with me. I pulled into a rest stop and slept in my car for a few hours. When I woke up, the sun was rising. I got back on the road. By early afternoon, I was in Tampa. I put the address into my GPS and followed it to a part of town that made my stomach sink. Run-down apartment buildings, boarded-up storefronts, groups of people standing on corners watching cars pass by. This was where my grandchildren were living. I pulled up to the apartment building, a 3-story complex with peeling paint and broken railings. Apartment 2B, that's what Tyler had said. I walked up the stairs, avoiding trash and broken glass, and knocked on the door. Monica answered. When she saw me, her face went white. Mama, what are you doing here? I'm here to see my grandchildren. How did you find this address? Does it matter? Let me in, Monica. She hesitated, then stepped aside. I walked into the apartment and had to stop myself from crying. It was tiny, 1 bedroom, maybe, a small living area with a sagging couch, a kitchen that was barely more than a hot plate and a mini fridge. And it was dirty, not because Monica wasn't cleaning, I could see she'd tried, but because the place was falling apart. Where are Tyler and Jasmine? I asked. At school. In the middle of the day, on a Saturday. Monica looked away. Tyler has a job. He works weekends at a grocery store. Jasmine is at a friend's house. Tyler has a job. He's 16 years old. He should be focused on school, not working to support the family. We need the money, Mama. Where's Kevin? Working. At what? His business. He's out looking at properties. In what car? I didn't see one in the parking lot. It got repossessed last month. I closed my eyes, trying to stay calm. Monica, what happened? How did things get this bad? She sank down onto the couch, her face in her hands. Kevin's business didn't work out like he thought. He bought some properties to flip, but they needed more work than he anticipated. He ran out of money before he could finish them. Now they're just sitting there, half renovated, losing value. What about the money from the house? All $380,000. Gone, all of it properties. Renovation costs, business expenses, it's all gone. I felt like I was going to be sick. Monica, I gave you that house so you'd have security, so you'd never be in this situation again. And now look at you. You're in a worse situation than before. I know, she shouted. Don't you think I know that? I made a mistake, Mama, a huge mistake. I trusted Kevin and he failed me again. Then leave him. Take the kids and leave. And go where? I don't have any money. I can't afford to move. I can barely afford food. You can come home, back to our city. Stay with Carmen or David until you get back on your feet. I can't do that. I can't admit to everyone that I failed, that I threw away the house you gave me and ended up here. Pride. You're letting pride keep you and my grandchildren in this situation. She looked up at me with tears streaming down her face. What else do I have, Mama? My pride is all I have left. I sat down next to her and took her hand. Baby, pride isn't worth more than your children's safety and happiness. Tyler and Jasmine are suffering. Do you know Tyler texted me yesterday, begging for help? Her eyes widened. He did what? He's scared, Monica. They both are. They're living in a bad neighborhood, not eating enough, watching their mother work herself to death while their stepfather chases another failed dream. I didn't know Tyler contacted you. Because you took their phones. You isolated them from their family. Kevin said it was better that way, a fresh start. Kevin is wrong. He's always wrong. When are you going to see that? Before Monica could respond, the door opened. Kevin walked in. He was thinner than I remembered, unshaven, his clothes wrinkled. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. When he saw me, he froze. Veronica, what are you doing here? I came to check on my daughter and grandchildren. They're fine. You can leave now. I'm not going anywhere until I see Tyler and Jasmine. They're not here. Then I'll wait. Kevin looked at Monica. Did you tell her to come? No, she just showed up. Well, she needs to leave. We don't need her interference. I stood up and faced Kevin. Interference? You took my daughter's security, the house I gave her, and gambled it away on another one of your failed schemes. You moved my grandchildren to this place, to this neighborhood, and now they're suffering. Don't you dare talk to me about interference. That house was Monica's property. She had every right to sell it, with the understanding it would be used to better her life, not to fund your delusions of being a real estate mogul. My business would have worked if what, Kevin? If you'd had more money, more time, better luck. It's always something with you. You've been failing at business ventures for 15 years. When are you going to accept that you're not cut out for this? His face turned red. Get out of my house. Gladly, because I'm taking Monica and the kids with me. You're not taking anyone anywhere. Monica, I said, turning to my daughter, pack your things, pack the kids' things, you're coming home with me. Mama, I can't. Yes, you can. You're going to pack right now and we're leaving. I'll help you get back on your feet, help you find a job, help you find a place to live, but you're not staying here. Kevin stepped between us. She's not going anywhere. She's my wife. Then be a husband, provide for your family, give them a safe home, enough food, a stable life. Can you do that, Kevin? He didn't answer. That's what I thought. I looked at Monica. I'm going to get Tyler and Jasmine. Where are they really? Monica looked torn between Kevin and me. Monica, Kevin said sharply, don't you dare. Tyler's at work, Monica said quietly. At the grocery store on 5th Street. Jasmine is at her friend Mia's house. Apartment 3C in the building next door. Thank you, I said. I walked toward the door. Kevin grabbed my arm. You're not taking my kids. I looked down at his hand on my arm, then up at his face. Tyler and Jasmine are not your kids. Tyler is Monica's son from before you. Jasmine is your daughter, yes, but she's also my granddaughter. And right now, I'm the only one actually looking out for their well-being. So let go of my arm before I call the police and have you arrested for assault. He let go. I walked out of that apartment, down those stairs, and to the building next door. I knocked on apartment 3C. A woman in her 30s answered. Yes. I'm looking for Jasmine. I'm her grandmother. The woman's face lit up. Oh, Jasmine talks about you all the time. Come in, come in. I walked into an apartment that, while small, was clean and cheerful, a complete contrast to where Monica was living. Jasmine was sitting on the floor with another little girl, playing with dolls. When she saw me, she jumped up and ran into my arms. Grandma, you came. You really came. I held her tight, feeling how thin she was. Of course I came, baby. I'll always come when you need me. Did Tyler tell you about how things are? He did, and I'm going to fix it, I promise. The other mother, Mia's mom, pulled me aside. I'm so glad you're here. I've been worried about those kids. Jasmine is here almost every day. I feed her when she comes because I can tell she's hungry. Tyler, too, when he stops by after work. Thank you for taking care of them. They're good kids. They shouldn't be going through this. They won't be much longer. I'm taking them home. I collected Jasmine and walked to the grocery store on 5th Street. I found Tyler stocking shelves. When he saw me, his face crumpled with relief. Grandma. I hugged him tight. I'm here, baby, I'm here. Are you taking us home? Yes. Go tell your manager you have a family emergency and you need to leave. Meet me back at your apartment. What about Mom and Kevin? Let me handle them. 20 minutes later, I was back at Monica's apartment with both grandchildren. Kevin was packing angrily. Monica was crying on the couch. Tyler, Jasmine, go pack your things, I said. Everything you want to bring, you have 10 minutes. They rushed to the bedroom. Kevin turned on me. You can't do this. You can't just take them. Watch me. Monica, tell her they're not leaving. Monica looked at me, then at Kevin, then at the bedroom door where her children were packing. And for the first time in years, I saw clarity in her eyes. Let them go, she said quietly. What? Kevin's voice was sharp. Let them go, Kevin. They deserve better than this. Better than what we can give them right now. We're their parents. And we're failing them. Grandma can give them stability, food, a safe place to live. We can't. So you're just going to give up. I'm going to let them be safe while we figure our lives out. Kevin looked like he wanted to argue more, but something in Monica's face stopped him. Tyler and Jasmine emerged with backpacks and a small suitcase. Is that everything? I asked. Yes, Grandma, Tyler said. I looked at Monica. Are you sure you won't come with us? She shook her head. I need to stay, work things out with Kevin, fix what I broke, but please take care of my bobbies. Always. I hugged her and she whispered in my ear, I'm sorry, Mama, for everything. We'll talk later. Right now, I need to get these kids somewhere safe. I walked Tyler and Jasmine out of that apartment, down those stairs, and to my car. As we drove away from that neighborhood, away from Tampa, away from the mess Monica had created, I looked in the rearview mirror at my grandchildren. They were both already asleep, exhausted, safe for the first time in months. And I made a promise to myself and to them. I would give them the stability their mother couldn't. I would give them the security I'd tried to give Monica. And this time, nobody was taking it away. But what I didn't know yet, what I wouldn't discover until we got back home, was that Monica's problems were far worse than I'd realized. And the text I was about to receive would change everything. Before I continue this story, kindly subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. The drive back home took 16 hours with stops for food and rest. Tyler and Jasmine slept most of the way, exhausted from months of stress and uncertainty. When they were awake, they ate like they were starving, which I realized with a broken heart they probably were. At a rest stop somewhere in Georgia, I bought them real meals. Burgers, fries, milkshakes. I watched Jasmine eat her burger so fast, she nearly choked. Slow down, baby, I said gently. There's plenty more where that came from. You don't have to rush. She looked up at me with tears in her eyes. At the apartment, we only ate once a day sometimes. Mom would give us her food and say she wasn't hungry, but I knew she was. My chest tightened. That's not going to happen anymore. You're going to eat 3 meals a day, snacks whenever you want. You'll never go hungry again. Promise, Jasmine whispered. Promise. Tyler was quiet most of the drive, just staring out the window, processing everything that had happened. Finally, somewhere in South Carolina, he spoke. Grandma, do you think Mom will be okay? I don't know, honey. I hope so. Kevin's not a bad person. He always thinks the next thing is going to work, and it never does, and Mom believes him every time. I know. Why doesn't she see it? Why doesn't she see that he's just making things worse? I thought about how to answer that. How to explain to a 16-year-old why his mother kept making the same mistakes over and over. Sometimes people love someone so much they can't see clearly. They want to believe so badly that things will get better that they ignore all the signs that things won't. That's stupid. Maybe, but it's human. We all want to believe the people we love will come through for us. Did you ever do that? Believe in someone when you shouldn't have? I thought about my own life, my own mistakes. Yes, I stayed in a relationship longer than I should have once. Kept hoping things would change. They didn't, but I learned from it. Do you think Mom will learn? I hope so, Tyler. I really hope so. We arrived at my house late the next evening. I lived in a modest 3-bedroom house. Nothing fancy but comfortable, clean, safe. After losing most of my savings buying Monica's house, I'd downsized from the larger home I'd shared with my late husband. This house was smaller, but it was paid off and it was mine. Tyler, you'll take the guest room, I said. Jasmine, you'll have the 2nd bedroom. We'll go shopping tomorrow for anything you need. They looked around like they couldn't believe where they were. It's so clean, Jasmine said. And quiet, Tyler added. That broke my heart. Children shouldn't be surprised by clean and quiet. That should be normal. I made them dinner, real dinner, not fast food, and watched them eat. After dinner, Jasmine fell asleep on the couch. Tyler helped me carry her to bed. Thank you, Grandma, he said as we tucked her in, for coming to get us, for not giving up on us. I'll never give up on you, Tyler. Never. After the kids were asleep, I sat in my living room and called Carmen. Mama, are you home? Are the kids okay? We just got back. They're safe. They're asleep. Thank God. I've been so worried. David and I have been calling, but you weren't answering. My phone died and I forgot my charger, but we're okay now. What about Monica? She stayed in Florida, with Kevin. She what? She says she needs to work things out with him, figure out what to do next, but she let me take the kids. Mama, those kids should be with their mother. Not in that situation, Carmen. You didn't see where they were living. You didn't see how scared they looked, how hungry they were. Monica made her choice. She chose Kevin, again, so I'm choosing the kids. Carmen was quiet for a moment. How long are they staying with you? As long as they need to, maybe permanently. I don't know yet. Mama, you're 68 years old, raising 2 kids again. I can handle it. I know you can, but you shouldn't have to. This is Monica's responsibility. Right now, Monica can't handle her responsibilities, so I'm stepping in. We'll help, David and I, whatever you need. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. After I hung up with Carmen, I checked my phone. 7 missed calls from Monica. And a text message sent 3 hours ago. Mama, please call me. It's important. I almost didn't call back. I was exhausted, emotionally drained, and angry at Monica for putting her children in that situation. But something in that message made me pick up the phone. Monica answered on the first ring. Mama, thank God. I've been trying to reach you for hours. What's wrong? It's Kevin. After you left with the kids, he lost it. Started yelling, throwing things, saying it was all my fault, that I should have stood up to you. Monica, if he's being violent. He left, Mama. Just packed a bag and left. Said he needed to go handle some business and he'd be back in a few days. What business? I don't know, he wouldn't tell me. But Mama, I'm scared. Before he left, he got a call. From someone he owed money to. I heard him arguing, saying he needed more time. My blood ran cold. What kind of money? How much? I don't know exactly, but from what I heard, a lot. Maybe $100,000 or more. Monica, who does Kevin owe $100,000 to? Some investor. Someone who gave him money for the business. I think Kevin was supposed to pay him back by now, but he can't because the properties haven't sold. This is bad, Monica. This is really bad. I know, and there's something else. What? That investor. I think he knows where we live. Kevin mentioned our address on the call. He was telling the guy not to come here, that he'd handle it. Get out of there, right now, pack a bag and leave. I don't have anywhere to go. Then come here, come home. I don't have money for a bus ticket, Mama. Kevin took all the cash when he left. I closed my eyes. Of course he did. I'll wire you money, first thing in the morning. Go to a motel tonight, somewhere Kevin doesn't know about. Text me the address and I'll send money for the room too. Okay, I'll do that. Monica, I need you to be honest with me. Is there anything else? Any other debt? Any other danger? Silence. Monica. There might be criminal charges. What? Kevin might have. He might have misrepresented some things to investors, told them the properties were worth more than they were, promised returns he couldn't deliver. The investor who called today was threatening to go to the police. Monica, that's fraud. I know, but I didn't know Kevin was doing that. I swear I didn't know. Are you on any of the business documents? Did you sign anything? I signed some papers. Kevin said they were just formalities, partnership agreements. Oh, Monica, you might be liable too. If Kevin committed fraud and your name is on the business documents, you could be charged as an accomplice. She started crying. What do I do, Mama? You get out of that apartment, you come home, and we get you a lawyer. I don't have money for a lawyer. I'll figure it out, but first you need to be safe. Pack your things, go to a motel, text me the address, I'll send money. Tomorrow you get on a bus and come home. What about Kevin? What about him? Shouldn't I wait for him, try to work this out? Monica, listen to me very carefully. Kevin is going to prison. If what you're saying is true, he committed fraud, probably multiple counts. He's going to face criminal charges, and if you stay connected to him, you might too. You need to separate yourself from him, now. But we're married. Then you file for divorce. Immediately. You protect yourself and your children, that's what you do. She was quiet for a long moment. You're right, she finally said. You're right, I need to leave him. I should have left him years ago. Then do it. Tonight, pack up and leave. Okay, Mama, I will. Call me when you're safe at a motel. I'll stay up until I hear from you. I love you, Mama. I love you too, baby. Now go. I hung up and sat there, my mind racing. Kevin had defrauded investors. Monica might be implicated. There was $100,000 in debt to dangerous people. And my grandchildren were safe here with me, but their mother was in trouble. I called David. David, I need your help. What's going on? I told him everything Monica had just told me. Mama, this is serious. Monica could face criminal charges. She needs a lawyer immediately. Can you recommend someone? Yeah, my friend from college is a criminal defense attorney. Let me call him tonight, see if he'll take the case. Thank you. What about the kids? Do they know how bad this is? No, and I'm not telling them yet. They've been through enough. Let them have one night of feeling safe before their world falls apart again. Okay, Mama. I'll call you back after I talk to my friend. 2 hours later, Monica texted me the address of a motel. I sent her money through an app for the room and for a bus ticket home. Then David called back. I talked to my friend Marcus. He's willing to take Monica's case. But Mama, you need to know, this is going to be expensive. Criminal defense isn't cheap. How expensive? Probably $25,000 minimum. Maybe more depending on how complicated it gets. I felt dizzy. I don't have that kind of money, David. I know, but Marcus said he'd work out a payment plan, and Carmen and I can contribute. We'll figure it out. I can't ask you to do that. You're not asking. We're offering. Monica is our sister, and those kids are our niece and nephew. We take care of family. After I hung up with David, I sat in the dark, trying to figure out how I'd gotten here. I'd given Monica a house to secure her future. Instead, she'd gambled it away, ended up in worse circumstances than before, and now faced potential criminal charges. My grandchildren were traumatized. My savings were gone. And I was about to go into debt to save my daughter from prison. Around midnight, Monica called. Mama, I'm at the motel. I'm safe. Good. Did anyone follow you? I don't think so. I took a cab and had him drop me off a block away, then walked the rest. Smart. Have you heard from Kevin? No, his phone goes straight to voicemail. Probably better that way. Did you contact a divorce lawyer? Not yet. I'll do that tomorrow. Monica, I need you to understand something. When you get home, things are going to be different. What do you mean? I mean Tyler and Jasmine are staying with me, permanently, until you get your life together. Mama. No arguments. They need stability. They need to know where their next meal is coming from. They need to go to good schools and live in a safe neighborhood. I'm going to give them that. They need their mother. Then be a mother, get your life together, get a job, get a place to live, prove to me and to them that you can provide a stable home, and then we'll talk about them coming back to you. Silence. Okay, she finally said. You're right, I need to fix my life first. And Monica, you need to cooperate fully with the investigation. If police come asking questions about Kevin's business, you tell them everything. You don't protect him. But he's my husband. He's a criminal who put you and your children in danger. You don't owe him loyalty. I don't know if I can. You can, and you will, because protecting Kevin means you might go to prison. And if you go to prison, who takes care of your children? Me. At 68 years old, raising kids again. Is that what you want? No. Then you do the right thing. You tell the truth. You cooperate. You protect yourself and your children. That's what mothers do. After we hung up, I sat there for a long time, thinking about how different things could have been. If Monica had just kept the house. If she'd left Kevin years ago. If she'd made different choices. But she hadn't, and now we were all living with the consequences. The next morning, I woke up to the smell of coffee. I walked into the kitchen to find Tyler making breakfast. Morning, Grandma. I hope it's okay that I used your kitchen. Of course, honey. You don't have to ask. I wanted to make breakfast for you and Jasmine, to say thank you. He'd made pancakes, eggs, and bacon. The table was set with 3 plates. Tyler, this is wonderful. Jasmine came running in. I smell pancakes. We sat down and ate breakfast together. A normal family breakfast. Something these kids probably hadn't had in months. After breakfast, I sat them down. Kids, I need to talk to you about something. They both looked nervous. You're not sending us back, are you? Jasmine asked, her voice small. No, baby. You're staying here for a while, maybe a long while. What about Mom? Tyler asked. Your mom is coming home tomorrow, but she's going through some difficult things right now. She needs time to get her life together, so you're going to stay with me while she does that. Is she in trouble? Tyler asked. I hesitated. These kids had been through so much, but they also deserved honesty. Yes, she might be. Your stepfather, Kevin, did some things that were illegal. Your mom might be caught up in it because she's married to him. Is she going to jail? Jasmine's eyes were wide with fear. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. But even if it does, you'll be safe here with me. Tyler looked down at his plate. Kevin ruined everything. Kevin made bad choices, but your mom made choices too. She chose to trust him when she shouldn't have. She chose to sell the house I gave her. She chose to move you to Florida. Adults have to take responsibility for their choices. Are you mad at Mom? Jasmine asked. I'm disappointed and hurt, but I still love her. She's my daughter, and I'm going to help her get through this. But I'm also going to protect you too. That's my priority. That afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered cautiously. Hello. Is this Veronica Mitchell? Yes, who is this? My name is Detective Rodriguez with the Tampa Police Department. I'm calling about Monica Mitchell and Kevin Patterson. Are you Monica's mother? My heart sank. Yes. We have a warrant for Kevin Patterson's arrest on charges of wire fraud and investor fraud. We're also investigating Monica's involvement. Do you know where either of them are? Kevin left Tampa 2 days ago. I don't know where he is. Monica is currently in Tampa, but she's planning to leave tomorrow. We need to speak with her. Can you provide contact information? I gave him Monica's phone number. Mrs. Mitchell, I need you to understand something. Monica signed business documents that made her a partner in Kevin's fraudulent scheme. Even if she didn't know what he was doing, she could still face charges. She didn't know. She was manipulated. That will be for the courts to decide, but she needs to turn herself in. If she runs, it will look worse. She's not running. She's coming home to get her life together. Tell her to contact me immediately. We can arrange for her to turn herself in voluntarily rather than forcing an arrest. After I hung up, I called Monica. The police called. Detective Rodriguez. They have a warrant for Kevin and they want to talk to you. Oh God. You need to call them, work with them, turn yourself in voluntarily. Turn myself in. Mama, I'll go to jail. Maybe, or maybe if you cooperate, they'll see you were a victim too. But if you run, you'll definitely go to jail. She was crying now. I don't want to go to jail. I want to come home. I want to see my Bobbies. Then call the detective. Tell him everything. Cooperate fully. Show them you're not like Kevin. Okay, I'll call him. 2 hours later, Detective Rodriguez called me back. Mrs. Mitchell, I just spoke with your daughter. She's agreed to come in for questioning tomorrow. I want you to know her cooperation is noted. It will help her case. Is she going to be arrested? That depends on what we learn during the interview, but her willingness to talk without a lawyer present shows good faith. Wait without a lawyer. Detective, she needs a lawyer. She waived that right, said she has nothing to hide. She's being naive. She needs legal representation. That's her choice, ma'am. I immediately called Monica. Do not talk to the police without a lawyer. David's friend Marcus is going to represent you. I'm calling him right now. Mama, I already told the detective I'd come in tomorrow. Then you bring Marcus with you. You don't say a word without him there. I called David, who called Marcus, who agreed to meet Monica at the Tampa police station the next morning. But I had a sinking feeling it was too late. Monica had already said too much. And the consequences were going to be worse than any of us imagined. Before I continue this story, kindly subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. The next morning, I woke up early, my stomach in knots. Monica was supposed to meet with Detective Rodriguez and the lawyer Marcus at the Tampa police station at 10 a.m. I'd barely slept, thinking about all the ways this could go wrong. At 8 a.m., Marcus called me. Mrs. Mitchell, I'm on my way to Tampa now. I spoke with Monica last night and coached her on what to say and what not to say. But I need you to understand something. This situation is more complicated than I initially thought. What do you mean? I did some research on Kevin Patterson's business dealings. He didn't just defraud one investor. He ran what essentially amounts to a Ponzi scheme. He took money from new investors to pay returns to earlier investors, all while claiming the properties were generating income. When the scheme collapsed, at least 7 investors lost money. We're talking about over $400,000 in total fraud. I felt sick, and Monica's name is on the business documents. Yes, she's listed as co-owner of Apex Investment Group. Even if she didn't know what Kevin was doing, she benefited from the money. That makes her legally liable. What's the best case scenario here? Best case, she cooperates fully, shows she was manipulated, agrees to testify against Kevin, and maybe she gets probation instead of prison time. Worst case, she goes to prison for 3 to 5 years. Oh God. Mrs. Mitchell, I'll do everything I can. But you need to prepare yourself and those kids for the possibility that Monica might not be coming home for a long time. After I hung up, I sat at my kitchen table, trying to figure out how to tell Tyler and Jasmine that their mother might go to prison. But I couldn't, not yet, not until I knew for sure. Tyler came into the kitchen, already dressed for the day. "Grandma, is everything okay? You look worried." I forced a smile. "I'm fine, honey, just thinking about grown-up stuff." "Is it about Mom?" I couldn't lie to him. "Yes, she has to talk to the police today about Kevin's business." "Is she in trouble?" "Maybe, we don't know yet." "Can we call her, after she talks to the police?" "Yes, we'll call her later today." At 10:30 a.m., my phone rang. It was Marcus. We just finished the initial interview. Monica told them everything. How Kevin convinced her to sell the house. How he used the money for his business. How she signed documents without reading them because she trusted him. Did they arrest her? Not yet. They're reviewing her statement and comparing it with what they know about Kevin's activities. Detective Rodriguez said they'll make a decision within 48 hours about whether to file charges. So we just wait. We wait. In the meantime, Monica is taking a bus home like she planned. She should arrive at your city's bus station around 8 p.m. tonight. Okay, thank you, Marcus. Mrs. Mitchell, one more thing. Kevin turned himself in this morning in Atlanta. He was arrested on a federal warrant: wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering. He's being held without bail. Good, he should be in jail. The problem is, he's claiming Monica was an equal partner, that she knew everything and helped him deceive investors. He's trying to make her the fall guy. That's a lie. I know, but we'll have to prove it, and that's going to be difficult. I spent the rest of the day trying to keep things normal for Tyler and Jasmine. We went shopping for school supplies. They'd be enrolling in their new schools on Monday. We bought them new clothes, since they'd left most of theirs in Florida. I took them to lunch at their favorite restaurant. I was trying to give them one more day of peace before their world potentially fell apart again. At 7:30 p.m., we drove to the bus station to pick up Monica. Tyler and Jasmine were excited to see their mother. "Do you think she'll stay with us, Grandma?" Jasmine asked. "For a little while at least." The bus pulled in at 8:05 p.m. Monica was the last one off. She looked exhausted, defeated, older than her 38 years. But when she saw Tyler and Jasmine, her face lit up. "My bobbies." They ran to her, and she held them tight, crying. "I missed you so much," she sobbed. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything." We drove back to my house in relative silence. Monica sat in the back seat with the kids, holding both their hands like she was afraid to let go. At home, I made dinner while Monica got cleaned up. Over dinner, we kept the conversation light. The kids told Monica about their new schools, about shopping for supplies, about how comfortable Grandma's house was. Monica smiled and nodded, but I could see the weight of everything bearing down on her. After dinner, the kids went to watch TV in the living room. Monica and I sat at the kitchen table. "Marcus called you," she asked. "Yes, he said Kevin turned himself in and is claiming you were an equal partner." "I wasn't. I swear I didn't know what he was doing." "I believe you, but we have to prove it." "How?" "Marcus will figure that out. But Monica, you need to prepare yourself. You might be charged. You might go to trial. You might." I couldn't say it. "I might go to prison," she finished quietly. "Yes." She put her head in her hands. How did I get here, Mama? How did I mess up my life this badly? You trusted the wrong person. You made bad decisions. But Monica, it's not too late to turn things around. Isn't it? Even if I don't go to prison, I'm broke. I have no house, no car, no job, nothing. You have your children. You have your family. You have a second chance. That's not nothing. She looked up at me with tears streaming down her face. I took your house, the house you worked your whole life to buy me, and I threw it away. How can you even look at me? Because you're my daughter, and I love you, even when you break my heart. I don't deserve your love. Love isn't about deserving, it's about choosing, and I choose to love you. But Monica, that doesn't mean I'm going to enable you anymore. Things are going to be different from now on. What do you mean? I mean you're going to get a job. Any job. Fast food, retail, whatever you can find. You're going to save money. You're going to get your own place. You're going to prove to me and to your children that you can stand on your own 2 feet without a man to lean on. What about Kevin? What about him? You're filing for divorce. Immediately. You're cutting all ties with him. But we're married. He's a criminal who destroyed your life. Why would you stay married to him? I don't know. Habit. Fear. I've been with him for 13 years. I don't know who I am without him. Then it's time to find out. And Monica, you're doing this alone. I'll help with the kids. I'll give you a place to stay until you get on your feet. But I'm not giving you money. I'm not buying you a car. I'm not bailing you out. You're going to do this yourself. She nodded slowly. You're right. I need to do this myself. And one more thing. You're going to therapy. You're going to figure out why you keep choosing men who hurt you. Why you keep making the same mistakes. You're going to do the work to become a better, stronger person. I don't have money for therapy. I'll pay for that, because that's an investment in your future and in my grandchildren's future. Everything else, you're on your own. For the first time in days, I saw something in Monica's eyes that looked like determination. Okay, Mama, I'll do it. I'll do all of it. Over the next 2 days, we waited for news from the police. Monica started applying for jobs online. I helped her create a resume. She called a divorce lawyer and started the process of ending her marriage to Kevin. She enrolled in a sliding scale therapy program at the community health center. Small steps, but they were steps in the right direction. On the 3rd day, Detective Rodriguez called. Mrs. Mitchell, I need to speak with Monica. I put him on speaker phone. Monica, after reviewing your statement and comparing it with our evidence, we've decided not to file criminal charges against you at this time. Monica gasped, Really? Yes, our investigation shows that Kevin Patterson was the primary actor in the fraud scheme. While you were listed as a business partner, we found no evidence that you actively participated in deceiving investors or knew about the fraudulent activities. Additionally, your cooperation with our investigation was noted favorably. So I'm not going to jail. Not for this. However, you may still face civil lawsuits from investors trying to recover their money. And if new evidence emerges showing you were more involved than you claimed, we could reopen the investigation. I understand. Thank you, Detective. After he hung up, Monica collapsed into a chair, sobbing with relief. I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to jail. Tyler and Jasmine heard the commotion and came running. Mom, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong, Bobbies. Everything's okay. The police aren't going to arrest me. They both hugged her, crying with relief. I stood there watching my daughter hold her children, and I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Hope. Real, genuine hope that maybe Monica would finally turn her life around. 2 weeks later, Monica got a job at a grocery store. It wasn't glamorous. It didn't pay much, but it was honest work and she showed up every day on time. She started therapy and began unpacking years of bad relationship patterns and low self-esteem. She filed for divorce from Kevin, who was still in jail awaiting trial. Tyler and Jasmine enrolled in their new schools and started to thrive. They were eating regular meals, sleeping in safe beds, and slowly beginning to smile again. Monica lived with us, but she paid rent, $200 a month, which was all she could afford on her grocery store salary. It wasn't much, but it was symbolic. She was contributing. She was taking responsibility. 3 months after Monica came home, I got a call from David. "Mama, I have news about the house." "What house?" "Monica's house, the one you bought her." "What about it?" "It's been sold. That family is living there." "Yeah, but I did some digging. Turns out Kevin sold the house to that family for $380,000, right?" "Right. But the family paid $400,000. I sat up straighter. "What?" "Kevin pocketed the extra $20,000 and never reported it. That's fraud. And here's the interesting part. Because Monica's name was on the deed when the house was sold, and because she didn't consent to that fraudulent transaction, she might have grounds to contest the sale." "What are you saying?" "I'm saying there's a possibility, a small possibility, that Monica could get some compensation. Maybe not the full value of the house, but something. I talked to a real estate attorney and he said it's worth pursuing." "David, that would be incredible. Even a fraction of that money could help Monica get back on her feet." "Don't get your hopes up too much. It's a long shot, but I'll keep working on it." I told Monica that evening. For the first time in months, I saw real hope in her eyes. "If I got even $50,000, Mama, I could put a down payment on a small house. Give the kids a real home again." "One step at a time, baby. Let's see what happens." 6 months after Monica came home, Kevin was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison for fraud. Monica finalized her divorce while he was in prison. She continued working at the grocery store and going to therapy. She saved every penny she could. Tyler and Jasmine continued living with me, but they saw their mother every day. She'd come home from work, have dinner with us, help with homework, and slowly rebuild her relationship with her children. It wasn't the same as before. The trust had been broken, but it was being rebuilt. Slowly, carefully. One evening, 9 months after everything had fallen apart, Monica and I were sitting on my porch while the kids did homework inside. "Mama, I need to tell you something." "What is it?" "David's attorney friend called. The family who bought the house agreed to a settlement." "What?" "They didn't know Kevin had committed fraud in the sale. When they found out, they were horrified. They don't want to be part of anything illegal, so they agreed to pay $75,000 in restitution, basically acknowledging they paid too little for the house because of Kevin's fraud." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "Monica, that's wonderful." "I know, and Mama, I want to give you half." "What, no?" "Yes, you gave me that house. I threw it away. This money came from that house. Half of it should be yours." "Monica, you need that money." "I need to do the right thing more than I need the money. You sacrificed your savings to give me that house. The least I can do is give you back some of what I lost." I looked at my daughter, this woman who'd made so many mistakes but was finally learning from them, and I felt proud. "Okay, but only if you use your half wisely." "I will. I'm going to put a down payment on a small house, not in a fancy neighborhood. Just something modest that I can afford on my own. Something the kids and I can build a home in." "That sounds perfect." 2 months later, Monica closed on a small 2-bedroom house about 15 minutes from mine. It wasn't big, it wasn't fancy, but it was hers. Bought with money she'd earned through her own work and through finally facing the consequences of her past mistakes. Tyler and Jasmine moved in with her, though they spent most weekends with me. Monica continued working and going to therapy. She started dadding again, cautiously, healthily, with boundaries. She was building a life, a real life, for the first time in years. 1 year after I'd driven to Tampa to rescue my grandchildren, I was sitting in Monica's new living room, watching her hang pictures on the wall. "Not too high," I advised, "a little to the left." She adjusted the picture, a family photo of her, Tyler, and Jasmine, and stepped back. "Perfect." I looked around her little house. It was modest but clean and cheerful. Monica had decorated it herself with things from thrift stores and discount shops. Every item had been carefully chosen and paid for with her own money. "I'm proud of you, baby," I said. She turned to me with tears in her eyes. "Really? Really? Look at what you've built, all on your own. No man, no shortcuts, just hard work and determination." "I couldn't have done it without you, Mama. You saved us. You saved my kids when I couldn't." "You saved yourself, Monica. I just gave you the space and support to do it." "I'm sorry for everything, for selling the house you gave me, for putting Kevin before my kids, for all of it." "I know you are, and I forgive you, but more importantly, you need to forgive yourself." She wiped her eyes. "I'm working on it. My therapist says I'm making progress." "I can see that. You're not the same person you were a year ago." "No, I'm not, and I never want to be that person again." Tyler and Jasmine came running in from the backyard. "Mom, Grandma, come see the garden we planted." We followed them outside to a small patch of dirt where they'd planted tomatoes, peppers, and herbs. "This is wonderful," I said. "Tyler and I are going to take care of it," Jasmine announced. "And when the vegetables grow, we're going to make dinner for Mom, to thank her for working so hard." Monica hugged both her children. "You two are the best kids in the world." As I watched Monica with her children in their own backyard, in their own house, I felt something settle in my chest. Peace. This wasn't the ending I'd imagined when I gave Monica that house 3 years ago. I'd imagined her living there forever, secure and stable, raising her children in comfort. Instead, the journey had been messy and painful and full of heartbreak. But maybe this ending was better. Because Monica hadn't been given security, she'd earned it. She hadn't been handed a comfortable life, she'd built one. And she'd learned lessons she never would have learned if things had been easy. That evening, I drove home to my own house. It was quiet, empty, just me. But I didn't feel lonely. I felt content. I'd done what I needed to do, protected my grandchildren, helped my daughter find her strength, set boundaries, demanded better. And while the house I'd given Monica was gone, the lessons from that experience would last forever. For all of us. A few weeks later, I was in my garden when my phone rang. It was the woman who'd bought Monica's house, the stranger who'd answered the door that day I'd shown up looking for my daughter. "Mrs. Mitchell, this is Sarah Chen. I hope it's okay that I'm calling." "Of course. Is everything all right?" "Yes, everything's fine. I just wanted to let you know that we're selling the house. My husband got a job transfer to another state, and I wanted to give you first option to buy it back if you're interested." My heart skipped a beat. Buy it back. "Yes, I know the history now. I know you bought this house for your daughter, and I know how much it means to you. We're listing it for $420,000, but if you want it, I'd sell it to you for what we paid originally, $400,000. I feel like that's only fair." I thought about it. I thought about buying that house back, giving it to Monica again. But then I realized something. Monica didn't need that house anymore. She had her own house, her own accomplishment, her own pride. And that was worth more than any property I could buy her. "Thank you, Sarah. That's incredibly generous, but I think I'll pass. That house belongs to someone else now. It's time to let it go." "Are you sure?" "I'm sure, but I appreciate the offer more than you know." After I hung up, I sat in my garden, thinking about everything that had happened. I'd given my daughter a house and watched another family move into it. I'd watched my daughter hit rock bottom. I'd rescued my grandchildren from poverty and fear. I'd set boundaries I'd never set before. I'd learned that sometimes love means letting people fail so they can learn to succeed. And I'd watched my daughter rise from the ashes of her mistakes and build something real. The house was gone, but the lessons remained. And in the end, that's what mattered most. Later that week, Monica called me. "Mama, I heard from Sarah Chen. She said she offered you the house." "She did." "And you said no." "I did." Why, you loved that house. You could have bought it back. Monica, that house was never about the building. It was about giving you security, stability, a foundation, and you have that now. You built it yourself. That's worth more than any house I could buy you. She was quiet for a moment. Thank you, Mama, for everything. For never giving up on me, for saving my kids, for teaching me how to stand on my own. You're welcome, baby. I'm proud of the woman you're becoming. I'm proud of me too, finally. As I hung up the phone, I looked around my own small house. It wasn't much, just a modest 3-bedroom in a quiet neighborhood. But it was mine, paid for, secure. And it was enough. I'd learned something important through all of this. You can give people houses, money, opportunities. But you can't give them character. You can't give them wisdom. You can't give them the strength to stand on their own. Those things have to be earned through struggle, through failure, through getting back up when life knocks you down. I'd tried to give Monica a shortcut to security. Instead, life had forced her to take the long road. And while that road was harder, it was also more valuable. Because the house I gave her could be sold, lost, taken away. But the strength she'd built in herself, that was hers forever. That evening, I got a text from Tyler. It was a photo of him, Jasmine, and Monica in their little kitchen, making dinner together. All 3 of them were smiling. Really smiling. The kind of smiles that come from genuine happiness, not just posing for a picture. And underneath the photo, Tyler had written, "Thank you for saving us, Grandma. We love you." I saved that photo to my phone and looked at it for a long time. This was what mattered. Not the house. Not the money. Not the material things. But the people, the relationships, the love that survived even when everything else fell apart. I'd given my daughter a house and watched another family move into it. But I'd gotten something more valuable in return. I'd gotten my daughter back. Not the broken, lost version who'd sold that house, but a stronger, wiser, more resilient version who'd learned to build her own foundation. And I'd got to raise my grandchildren for a season, giving them the stability and love they needed to heal. The house was gone, but the family remained. And in the end, that was the only thing that really mattered. As I went to bed that night, I whispered a prayer of gratitude. Thank you for the hard lessons. Thank you for the painful growth. Thank you for second chances. Thank you for showing me that sometimes losing everything is the only way to find what truly matters. I closed my eyes and slept peacefully. Because I finally understood. You can't give people their security. They have to build it themselves. But you can give them love, support, and the space to grow. And sometimes, that's the greatest gift of all.